Let me begin with your statements, yes, which is, essentially you can't hold people hostage, always invoking the name of the late Raila Odinga. That would be true if the party was bigger than Raila Odinga, which seemingly is not the case, no?
I think we need to understand the genesis of this debate, and it's interesting that you've titled it Mbadi versus Odingas. I don't think that is correct. I can never be pitted against the Odingas or Odinga family, so to speak. I respect that family a lot. I started serving under Raila when I was a student, actually at the age of 20, and I never dropped that ball. Actually, if there's any one person who has listened to Raila, I'm one of them. I may not be related to him so closely by blood, but in terms of political engagement, we have been very, very close. So seeing that is actually hurting. I know there are people who may think that I've probably not been hurt as they are, but I know how the death of Raila did hurt me. And I think many people who are around me know that. So pitting me against the Odingas is not really right. But I just want to talk about the genesis of this discussion. This was a closed-door meeting, and in fact, it's unfortunate that one of us decided to make this a public debate. We first started, our leaders, or the party leaders, said, today we want to talk candidly, because we are seeing a crisis in the party. Now, a lot of debate went on. People from other regions actually pointed a finger at the Nyanza, more particularly the Luo community, that we are the ones who are bringing disunity and disruption in the party. To a large extent, I agree. A lot of noise is around that space. Look at Northeastern, they are calm. Look at the coast, there are no much problems. Even in Western, no much problem. Turkana, you don't see much problem. Masaini, there's no much problem. These guys support ODM, but there's a lot of noise and chaos and tension in our backyard, which should be the bedrock of the party. Now, in response, I actually said I agree with those people who are saying that ODM is not a tribal party. It is not a community party. And I went ahead even to say this is not a regional party. It's not a Siaya party. Where you see we have already made the senator the party leader. Then the governor comes and also announces himself as a party leader, simply making it look like it's a Siaya fight. And then I said it is not a family party. And I pointed out, because I was not actually talking or backbiting my sister, she was present, and I said, you see, we had a lot of respect for Raila, and we have a lot of respect for Uburu. But the fact that my brother is the party leader does not give me that latitude to also come in and start ordering people around. And I had a reason to say that.
Was she ordering people around?
Now, pardon?
Was Ruth Odinga ordering people around?
I will tell you there's a lot. I don't want to discuss that because we are
just yes or no.
Yes, it is true. It is true.
What does ordering people around mean?
Let me tell you, Latif, the party knows. If I want to tell you something, if the people who are in Mombasa are diehard Raila supporters, look at when I made that statement. There was standing ovation. People came to hug me. If I said anything negative about Baba, I don't think that a crowd would have cheered me. I don't think that crowd would have come to embrace me. In fact, they would have booed me, because I know how Raila is in the heart of the supporters. But let me put it this way. Raila Odinga built ODM, and I worked. There can be people who are closer by blood to Raila than me, people who are more Raila's friend than me, but I will tell you, there's no one living who ever managed a party longer with Raila than me. So I know where his heart was in terms of managing ODM. Raila Odinga did not intend to leave a family party. That could not be the Raila Odinga I knew. Raila Odinga did not intend to leave a regional party. He wanted ODM to be a national party that would live beyond him. And he kept on repeating it. So that is why I was saying, let us not invoke Raila's name every day. Raila has left us. And the legacy we can give Raila is to have a united ODM going forward. That is what he prayed for. And so if someone now decided to invoke emotions and portray for her own selfish interest that I said something negative about the Odinga family. I have nothing. I cannot help that person. I can only pray for that person.
You know, you're saying one thing on one side and then saying a different thing on the other side.
Which is this, Latif?
I want to be very clear.
Yeah.
Are there, because you say that even though it's like you're speaking for a silent majority who came out to hug you, who clapped for you when you started saying this in Mombasa, and who also silently and privately are supporting you on this. Are you saying that direct members of the Odinga family have been trying to micromanage the party or influencing decisions of the party without involvement of other party members and rank?
You know, when we made Oburu Odinga the party leader, I don't think the consideration was just that he was Jaramogi's son or Raila's brother. There are other factors. Right? Oburu is the most experienced politician. Oburu, in our space now, Oburu is our elder. Oburu was very loyal to Raila. And I will tell you, from the time he got into politics, and Raila is his younger brother, so many people would have looked at their brother and said, I'm the one who should be in that space. He didn't. Raila also trusted Oburu, and that is why he made him assistant minister for finance. And he, even any negotiation, it was Oburu who was always in front. But look, there have been issues. There have even been family meetings, isn't it, to resolve some of the issues. And Latif, I wanted to not to go into the details of appearing like I am criticizing some behavior. But in my view, Oburu deserves some respect. And he cannot speak for himself. There are others to also protect him. We made Oburu the party leader.
Is he getting the respect that he deserves from Winnie, Junior, Mama Ida, Ruth?
They could do more.
Okay.
What
They could do more.
what are they not doing?
They could do more.
What is Mama Ida?
I know I have not spoken about Mama Ida. I am
Junior.
very, very clear on what I'm saying. You get the clips of Ruth for her discussions, including the funeral at Nikal's home. So what I'm saying
it is Ruth,
we need...
Winnie, Junior.
I'd not even talked about Winnie. In fact, Winnie brought herself into this. I don't know from where she came.
So it is
maybe
Ruth,
someone inside
Ruth
her.
and Junior.
And I will tell you...
You know, we are eliminating as you go.
Yeah.
Now we are left with Ruth and Junior.
You see, Latif, if you look at my speech in Mombasa, I talked about someone who was present. And it was Ruth.
Okay.
You are bringing in these other people, or they brought themselves. And I told Ruth very clearly, in her presence, that my sister, it is your brother who is a party leader. It's not you. And we think you should support your brother and support the ODM party for the unity of this party. I told her that. And she had the opportunity to respond. It's only that it has not come out. And it was a closed-door meeting. How that has become a fight between me and the Odinga family, I don't know.
Okay.
So what happened is someone who felt hurt decided to craft a strategy coming out to portray that there was an attack on Odinga family. There was none. If there was an attack, I will tell you, the ODM brigade in that room, you would have even heard by now some people condemning Mbadi. How come there is no one who was in that room
So we've had
who has ever come out
and
to support the position that I undermined the Odinga family? There's none.
That's what
I did not do it.
hearing.
I have no
Odinga
intention
family.
to do that.
So let's start. Mama Ida, when she was speaking just recently, and she says they are asking, where is he now? You know, and you said, where is that Raila now?
Yes.
So it appears to be she's responding. She's referring to what you said. They are asking, where is he now? You know, and she even quotes the verses of the Bible and says, though one person is gone, but their name and legacy lives on. So you can't just assume that they are gone. That's Mama Ida. Then Winnie, at the funeral over the weekend in Kisii, says the National Treasury is not personal property. You can't just use it to order us around. Junior yesterday is saying similar stuff. So the Mama Ida family appears to be responding to you. Why are they responding to you?
Yeah, so Mama Ida, I think she probably was not given the right position of what I said. I heard her completely and I've not responded to her deliberately because I feel she did not understand what I actually said. She was given a version that was not correct. The reason why I asked where is Raila is people tell us, and you hear it many times, that Raila said this. I'm personally fed up with that statement because Raila spoke to so many of us and told us so many things, including some secret meetings where I went in Samburu with him. There are things he told us. But why would I keep on repeating that Raila said this and Raila is not here with us? So I said Raila is not here with us. And it is in that context. And is it not true that Raila is not here with us? Or is it English that I don't understand? Raila is no longer with us. He left us. And we are very pained with that. But there is nothing we can do. It's the decision of God. Now we are left here as his lieutenants. The best we can do is to maintain peace, unity in the party. Don't use his name to disrupt the party. That's what I said. And now how that turns around, like I am saying, now Raila is no more. It is interpretation that is meant to achieve some selfish, short-term gain, political gain. Because, pengine, what I told you pricked you. And that is exactly what I wanted. I wanted the person who is doing that to know that the ODM supporters are not happy. And I want to repeat it again. If what I said in Mombasa can be correctly construed to mean that I said Raila is not there and therefore it is, what is it that you are telling us? Those people would have not clapped for me. Those people would have not cheered me. Look at that clip. They cheered me, they hugged me, they gave me a standing ovation because I said what they felt was right, and which was this, that we need unity in ODM, that please don't invoke Raila's name anyhow, let Raila rest, let those of us who are left behind manage this party. Uburu is now stepping in as the party leader. He deserves respect. What Raila wanted is a functioning structure. In fact, apart from Uburu, all these party officials, Wamboi, Mariam, and Latif, were left by Raila. Raila was not stupid to leave those two deputy party leaders. He left the chairperson in office. So we have not even destabilized the party further. Now, on the issue of Winnie, I don't know what she was responding to. Because she started talking about, I think she wanted to say, I'm not doing very well at the treasury. I don't think that is correct. I know how to balance myself. And by the way, I did not do interview to be a CS national treasurer. I was appointed politically. I am a political animal. You cannot gag me, and you cannot take that away from me. I have big ambitions, which probably she also has. But I also want to be president of Kenya. And I move around. I talk to Kenyans. You cannot stop me and pigeonhole me on 14th floor even on a weekend to work on national treasury. And by the way, as a CS, I go out there to also explain government policy because that is the work that I have. I have to communicate. How do I communicate sitting in an office and pushing paper? They did not employ a clerk. I am not a director general of budget or whatever. I am the CS. I am the minister. I speak to Kenyans. Here at the TV station, I speak to them at Jivanji Garden. I speak to them even in my boardroom. I speak in public rallies. And by the way, if you feel that I'm not executing my job properly, in fact, removing me from this office is the easiest than where I came from. You just talk to my appointing authority and you convince him that I'm not delivering. And I go home. But you cannot stop me from communicating to Kenyans. I will communicate. I will talk.
Okay.
So,
if you care, win.
hey.